All right, an update to the search for a missing 13-year-old boy. Let's listen in.
Up the river in the area about 37th and Southwest Boulevard. So that is going to conclude the search efforts for today.
Obviously, this is not how you wanted this to end. How do you cope with that right now?
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate set of circumstances. We hate to see anyone lose a life, no matter what the circumstances are. It's just very unfortunate, and we just want to extend our thoughts and prayers to the families.
Do you know how long he may have been where he was recovered at?
At this point, it's hard to determine with the time that has passed and the fact that the water levels have risen and fallen overnight and throughout the day. So it's going to be difficult to determine at this point in time. OHP may have some additional information they can share on that.
So what are the next steps here? Typically, you would notify next of kin, but since he was in a boy's home, what are the next steps for this investigation?
Yes, at this point, the next of kin has been notified today before we come out to notify you all. So the family has been made aware. Highway Patrol is going to work the drowning.
Obviously, this is tough for this community that calls the boys home. These boys, how are they going to help them out, you think? This is not something I think that they expected when they were leaving last night. Sorry.
Most definitely, 2020 has been a difficult year to say the very least. But I am confident that the Boys Home has staff in place that will be able to provide services necessary for those who are out there to help them cope through this situation.
Run us through those. His friends did see him go under, so were we thinking he was in the river the whole time? I mean, I know we heard different things. We heard footprints were on the sandbar and stuff like that.
Right. When deputies came through the park here, they did hear some boys crying out for help. They did see the children over on the sandbar, and they were able to, with the assistance of the OHP and Sand Springs Fire and Rescue, to rescue 3 of them who were able to make it across. They did notify deputies that 2 of them were swept off the sandbar, went into the water there. One of those was able to make it out to the other side last night. And so the last we heard, the other young man did go into the water, and that was the last one he was seen.
I know the boys' home is on the south side of the river. Any idea why they were in the river, what they were doing? I know we heard they were trying to get to the north side, but trying to go through the river?
You know, we could speculate on that, but I don't know if maybe they were trying to take a shortcut, if they were trying to evade being seen. That's something that I can't speak to.
Can you say how far down he was found?
About 37th and Southwest Boulevard.
And that's going to be roughly how many miles would you say, just for people who aren't familiar?
That is probably going to be, 2,700. That's going to be several miles down river, probably about 5 miles down the river.
Okay, so pretty far down there, pretty close.
Okay, and about what time did you guys find him?
Just shortly before noon is when we received that notification.
Just talk about the joint effort out there to find him. I mean, it's a sad ending, but of course this is what you guys do, and it takes a team at least to have closure for this family, and they know now. Most
definitely. We are very grateful for our partners who are first responders, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, Sand Springs Fire and Rescue. That is something we're fortunate here in this area. We have great first responders that are able to work together to resolve things so that we can bring conclusion to cases and closure to families. That's all I have at this time.
Thank you so much, Justin.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, a sad ending to the search for a 13-year-old missing boy from the boys' home. We're being told by first responders that boy's body was found along the banks of the Arkansas River sometime shortly ago this afternoon. So, of course, we'll continue to keep you updated on that on our website, kjrh.com.